Alright, Shalom, Shalom. We'll start saying Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai. We'll say call Allah, Yahweh, Allah, Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai. Double honors to the Apostle Ezra, great millstone, peace and mercy be unto the Lord's elect out there, pushing the word, truth, sincerity. Alright, come back at you with another video. And real quick, it's going to be some brief history on Luke, the 21st chapter, and what happened during the time of 70 AD. Alright, but as you can see on the right side of the screen, it says the Romans destroyed the temple at Jerusalem at 70 AD. And pretty much what got me going in this was I wanted to bring this out real quick, man. It says Los Angeles, and I'm kind of hit these points brief real quick, man. It says this is from before it's news. It says Los Angeles is more than a drill. It says a jail for beliefs, preparing for snowmageddon. It said, having started on Monday, the U.S. Army continues its war drills across the greater Los Angeles metropolitan area through Saturday with the goal of enhancing Army Special Forces skills by operating in urban environments. Army Special Operations Command said in a statement, the U.S. Army began training drills Monday night in the Los Angeles and Long Beach areas that are scheduled to last until Saturday, which that ended today. It says residents may hear sounds associated with the training, including aircraft and weapons simulations, according to an Army statement. It says residents living near where the training was taking place were notified of the drills, officials said. It says Sky 9's Stu Mundell was over downtown LA on Monday night and reported that as of 10 p.m. the training was finished but could continue in the near time. So that was pretty much it on that. It was some training that was taking place or whatever with special forces and other army combatants, and that shit lasted about roughly a week, 1 day shy of a week, and they running these these drills, man, for obvious reasons, man. They about to get ready to strike on you tribes, man. All right, and I think it was somewhere else in this same topic where they was talking about in urban areas, man. All right, let me see. Yeah, because greater Los Angeles, that's an urban area. All right, let me see. Well, yeah, it ain't said in there, but yeah, all you need to know that's an urban area. All right. Cause they always say they running drills in urban areas and yada yada yada. Esau's about to get ready to make that move, man. All right, so what you have to realize is that everything that's happening now, there's nothing new. There was just pretty much there's a reoccurrence of it just happening in modern times. All right, but let me get out of that, man, and go to this real quick, man, because that happened during the time of Yahushua as well. All right, or no, around that time, around his era. All right, but let me see. And this is what the Lord prophesied about. It says, let me see, Luke 21 verse 8, and he said, "Take heed that ye be not deceived, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Mashiach, and the time draweth near, that go ye not therefore after them. But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions," it says, "be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not. But the end is not by and by." You look at that word commotions, it's gonna take it to G181. It's gonna say instability and confusion. All right, and those are things that's taking place right now. Instability, all right, confusion, all right. Don't nobody know what's going on. Things are just pretty much things are just pretty much unstable, jobs and lifestyles and stuff like that. But it says verse 10, it says then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. All right, and then those are some of the other things that Yahushua was speaking about, prophesying about what's going to take place. Let me see. I just read verse 11 too. Read verse 12. But before all these things, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. And it shall turn you to a testimony. Settle it therefore in your hearts, not to meditate before we shall answer. All right, because what's gonna happen after Esau, run these drills. Of course, he's gonna act upon it, and it's gonna turn to a real life situation, man. All right, where he's gonna get real hostile towards Jake mainly, and the other nations, man, but mainly Jake. All right, so I'm gonna read verse 19. It said, "In your patience possess ye your souls, and we shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies. Know ye, or say, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh." So that Yahushua is prophesying about what took place on this, what I'm about to read in this history real quick, from like 66 to like 70 AD. He was prophesying about that, and to our people at that time. All right, and we're prophesying to our people about what's about to take place now. It's about to be pretty much a worse time than 70 AD. All right. It says, "Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let not them which are in the countries enter thereinto." Man, yeah, because Yahushua was letting people know back then. He was warning the people about what was about to take place, man. But Jake didn't want to listen. That's why a lot of our people got caught up in um, the wrath of Nero, and when he sent out Vespasian in them, man. And Donald Trump, which I think Apostle Torah was talking about, Donald Trump could be Nero or one of the Caesars in reincarnation, man. Because Donald Trump might very well declare martial law and have a lot of our people and other people just taken by the sword. All right, so I'm gonna get into this history, man. It says this is from I guess eyewitness to history.com. It says the Romans destroyed the temple at Jerusalem 70 AD. It says, I'm gonna kind of jump around a little bit too, but this is a good article. In the year 66 AD, the Jews of Judea rebelled against their Roman masters. In response, the Emperor Nero dispatched an army under the generalship of Vespasian to restore order. By the year 68, resistance in the northern part of the province had been eradicated, and the Romans turned their full attention to the subjugation of Jerusalem that same year. The Emperor Nero died by his own hand. It says, creating a power vacuum in Rome, and the resultant chaos. Vespasian was declared emperor and turned to the imperial city, and it fell to his son Titus to lead the remaining army in the assault on Jerusalem. It says the Roman legions surrounded the city and began to slowly squeeze the life out of the Jewish stronghold. By the year 70, the attackers had breached Jerusalem's outer wall and began a systematic ransacking of the city. The assault culminated in the burning and destruction of the temple that served as the center of Judaism. In victory, the Romans slaughtered thousands of those spared from death. Thousands more were enslaved and sent to toil in the mines of Egypt. Others were dispersed to arenas throughout the empire to be butchered for the amusement of the public. And the temple's sacred relics were taken to Rome, where they were displayed in celebration of the victory. The rebellion exploded on for another 3 years and was finally extinguished in 73 AD with the fall of the various pockets of resistance, including the stronghold of Masada, which you read about Masada in Deuteronomy. But and that's exactly what's about to take place, man. It said they were slaughtering, thousands, man, and then they enslaved them even more. All right, and they sent a lot of our people out to like other like areas and stuff like that throughout Egypt and shit like that to pretty much suffer, man. Like salt mines and shit like that, man. All right, and what's gonna happen now is you're gonna send you to concentration camps. You're gonna be working in these crazy ass factories where or whatever they're gonna have you doing in the latter times right now. But Jake don't understand what's about to come. Same way how y'all shot prophesied what's about to take place. We're doing the same thing, except this time it's about to be a lot worse, man. All right, and Jake has no idea what's about to take place, man. I'm gonna read this little part and then I'm gonna get out of here, man. Let me see. It says most of the slain were peaceful citizens, weak and unarmed, and they were butchered or they were caught. The heap of the corpses mounted higher and higher about the altar. A stream of blood flowed down the temple steps, and the bodies of those slain at the top slipped to the bottom. And that's the spirit too, man, because that's spoken about in the book of Revelation, 14th chapter. All right, last verse. All right. It says, the winepress was trodden without the city, and the blood came out of the winepress, even into the horse bridles, by the space of 1,006,600 furlongs, man. So with that just what I just read in that history right there, it's gonna take place again, man. A lot of our people gonna get killed by this damn devil, man, and a lot of them gonna be so-called innocent bystanders, man. All right, little kids and so-called innocent women and stuff like that, elderly. But in all actuality, we know through the spirit and know through the scriptures that a lot of our people not innocent, even though Esau would like to say that they're innocent, man. A lot of our people are wicked as hell, are wicked as fuck, and they need to get destroyed, man. So the stuff that's about to take place, man, Jake deserved it, man. Like one of the brothers said in the camp, Jake deserved it, man. All right, so about to end it off with this, man, because you know it is what it is, man. At this point, man, we only can focus on the elect and be concerned about what their benefit. I mean, their well being. Let me see, cause Yahushua warned you niggas back then, man. He said flee to the mountains, you know what I mean? And if you in the countries, don't enter into. All right, and we trying to tell you now. It says, for these be the days of vengeance. This is Luke 21, verse 22. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. And same way now, man. We talk about Esau gonna come down, Revelation 12 and 12, man. You know what I mean? For second, was it First Peter's 5 and 8, around like 10, around there, as a roaring lion, seeking who he may devour. This is verse 23. But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days, for there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people. All right, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. And that's exactly what Yahushua prophesied about, man. A lot of our people got killed, man. It say right here, going back to the history, most of the slain were peaceful citizens, weak and unarmed, and they were butchered where they were caught, man. So Yahushua prophesied about what was gonna happen, and Jake didn't want to listen, man. So at the end of the day, we telling y'all the same fucking thing. And if y'all want to take heat, man, hey, the Lord gonna have y'all get caught up by Esau, and he gonna have his way with y'all, man. Hey, with that, I'm gonna give all praise and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, by Shem Rakakadash, double honors to our apostle Ezra, Millstone, peace and mercy be unto the Lord's elect. Shalom.